Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to the Vinland Saga. It is episode 20, and well, seems like our prince got himself some people following him, including 500 men, which are pretty decent in fighting, as it seems. So, yeah, he's marching towards his father. Let's see what will happen next. So, here we go in 3, 2, 1, now. I mean, I guess the king is not prepared for that, for sure. How could he? It's better. He's upset.
強くな薄いぞ。兵500とて侮るな。相手はトルケル軍だ。フロキ様、報告が事実ならば、このナザリオは大変不敬な。ありえぬ。あのクヌート殿下がトルケルを従えて生還する。
But it is true.
決してありえぬ。
Impossible. Yep.
ようフロキ、やる気か相手になるぜ。
控えよトルケル。私が帰還する旨、数日前に使者を送ったはずだぞフロキ。槍を持って出迎えるのが貴様の礼か。
いや、そのようなことは。
He wasn't prepared.
アセラット。
Grinning.
なぜ貴様が。
耳が聞こえぬのか貴様。貴様はデンマーク王家に対し弓を引く気かと聞いているのだ。
He knows how to put the words.
その我が用の戦士団は敵軍襲来との誤報を受けまして。
How he can be intimidating.
申し訳ありません。
王陛下の館へ夕刻までに参じると報告しておけ。正確にな。
That was a nice picture. Dolphin walking by, right? I mean, he doesn't know who he is, but
一体何がまるで別人ではないか。
indeed he is. The problem with serious soundtracks is they grow on you.
「全員歩きながら聞け。今はまだ仕掛けてはならぬ。私の味方はこの軍中に少ない。ただ手向かえば
Just was Crown? Is it the name of the
手回し
episode?
の時間がいる。トルケル、そなたは一度裏切ったが、今も戦士たちに人気がある。各部族の首領たちと交わり、関係を修復しておけ。
つまりあれかい、あんたのおごりでジャカジャカ酒飲むってこと？
他の首領を誘ってだぞ。行け。
素晴らしい命令だ。あんたについてきて正解だったぜ。行くぞ。おい、
Yeah, he's
アシュ
planning
ラット
to
は
usurp his
私と
father.
共に王のところだ。そなたの人物表を聞きたい。
は
Yeah,
それと
he knows that Askelot is good at
い
politics.
かにことを運ぶ。
あ、はあ、短期的には暗殺がよろしいかと。兄王子ハラルド殿下は遠くデンマークにいらっしゃいます。これは好機です。今王陛下が崩御されればイングランド方面軍の最高指揮
Falls to
官
Canute.
はあなた様ということに。この場合首謀者を偽装する必要がありますが。
トルフィン、今後は護衛以外にも働いてもらうことになるだろう。頼むぞ。
Okay.
命令すんな。俺はあんたの手下にな
True,
ると覚えろ
true.
ね。
He's one that's not following.
ご無礼をお許しください。このバカ屋は私から指図しておきます。
神はこうしている今も我々を見ていらっしゃるのだろうな。友を失い親と子が殺し合う、そんな様のすべてを
Yep.
天空の高みから見下ろしておられるのだろう。許せぬ。
Oh, he's so hateful against God.
私はこの地上に楽土を作るぞ。平和で豊かな生きることに苦しむ者たちの理想郷を。私の代では成し得ぬかもしれぬ。それでも最初の一歩を私が踏み出すのだ。神はきっと私を目で身元へ召そうとするだろう。だがその時私はこう言
You'll
う。
refuse him.
もはや天の国も試練もいらぬ。我々の楽土は地上にある。とな。我々が失ったものを取り戻すのだ。そのためには鬼にもなろ
お手伝いいたします。殿下。
Interesting.
よくぞ戻った。嬉しいぞ、クヌート。
う。ありがたきお言葉。陛下よりお預かりした兵を失ってしまった不祥の身に余ります。
地高をよれ。
お待ちください。どうだ、トルフィン。
いるな。20人ってところか。
It's a trap.
高いところにもだ。弓兵だな。
Oh.
殿下、伏兵です。どうやら王陛下はこちらの腹をお察しのようですな。
どうした？はよ寄らぬか。
ち。
そなたたち、何があっても剣を抜いてはならんぞ。先に抜いた方の負けだ。これは
Yeah.
そういう喧嘩だ。
Standoff. About willpower.
暗さに目が慣れてきたな。もう少し近づけば王の顔がわかる。顔を見れば。
You will know.
止まれ。
That's why he stops you there.
そこでよい。ひざまずけ。
疲れた目だ。これがデンジンの王か。
アシュラット。
ラグナルはどうした？姿が見えぬが。
死にました。マーシアの地にて。
そうか。それは惜しいな。あれは誠の中
He
心であっ
was
た。
in his very own way. A loyal subject.
本来なら趣向を持って帰還を祝うべきだが、一度そなたとは形式抜きで話をしたいと思うておった。 クヌートのみ立て。10歩前へ進め。
Did he realize the difference? Yeah.
ほんのわずかの間に顔が変わったな。世の若き日に似ておる。
されば我が心の内もお分かりでございましょう。
困った子だ。そのようなところまで嫌に似るとは。
子は親のなしを見て育つのです。よもやお責めになりますまいな。
かつて若き日、世は父である洗脳を国外へ追い放ち、この王冠を
Oh, okay.
それが王国のために良きことと信じたからだ。洗脳は生残忍にして臆病者だった。そのようなものが王冠をいただいては世が乱れる。
こんだけの護衛に囲まれて何？
Because he's the king now.
お前聞こえるぞ。腹毛を使う気はねえってが殿下よ。敵の巣の中にいるってことを忘れなさんなよ。
良きことを成した。良きことをなせると思うておった。これをかぶるまではな。意志があるのだ。この王冠にはな。かぶれば千の船、万の兵を統率できる。本国のあらゆる宝を取り寄せることができる。神々がごとき力が身に宿る。だがクヌートよ、力を使うのは王ではない。王冠の意志が使うのだ。
王冠が陛下に命じたというのですか。私を殺せと。
王冠が王に命じるのはただ二つ。力を使うことと力を増やすことだ。
Ah, yeah.
あらもうても無駄なことよ。
Hey, resistance is futile.
王冠はそなたを欲してはおらぬ。
How do you get out of that? Damn.
クヌート、そなたにコーンウォールの一部をやろう。そこで聖書でも読みながら平穏の日々を送るがよい。嫌だと申すならこの場で死ぬがよい。
そのお言葉も王冠が言わせているのですか。
Exactly.
陛下、恐れながら発言をお許しください。
名乗れ。
クヌート様の重視、オラフの子アシェラッドと申します。失礼ながら果たしてこのご沙汰は王冠の意志にかないましょうや。
続けよ。
王子殿下はロンドンよりトルケルという戦力を奪い取りました。
True.
陛下がイングランド王にご即位なされれば、かの町には幸福より他道はありません。ロンドンの富は無傷のまま陛下のものとなります。多大なる犠牲を払い、この戦果をもたらしたるはクヌート殿下に他なりません。功労ある者が罰せられる道理がありましょうか。このご沙汰、新たな領地の割譲において各将軍に動揺を与えます。
Oh,
何とぞご再考を。
nice. Okay, but it's just 1 point.
口の回る男だ。アシェラッド、灰まみれか。それはあだ名であろ 貴様の父が授けた名
Oh,
を
he knows.
ただアシュラッ
Does he
ドと
know?
父は私に名を与えませんでした。
妾の子か。いや、奴隷に産ませた子かの。
Holy shit, I mean, he's the king, right? Knowledge is important.
なんだアシュラットがここまで怒るなんて。
クヌート、良い重視を持っておるな。そやつの申す通りだ。そなたたちには褒美をやらねばならんな。世は明日ヨークに立つ。かの地にて宴席を設ける。褒美はそこで授けよう。
Interesting. They got out. Or did he just wanted to show power to test Canute if he would pull out?
肝を冷やしましたぞ、殿下。
何を慌てることがある。そなたの察する通り、王には今、私を殺すだけの大義名分がない。剣王と呼ばれたいお方なのだ。こちらさえ軽挙に出ねば、王の内部ところはむしろ安全だろ
う。ではなおのこと、先ほどのような挑発はお控えください。
何のことはない。スヴェン王は王冠の奴隷というわけだ。
It's interesting, right? Slave to the crown.
王冠の力、私が使いこなしてみせようぞ。
アシェラットか。少々警戒せねばならんな。
I like the fact that King Swain is clever, man. That's really nice. I mean, he's not a king without a reason. The kid.
おい、さっきからガムガムガムガム飲みやがって。
priest.
誰だおめえは。坊主なんざ招いた。
Another priest.
私はビリバルドです。お忘れですか。
は？
It's the priest. Holy shit.
あのヒゲの赤や。いくつだよ。
Wow.
嘘だろ。よし、次は俺が相手だ。大将のお邪魔して。なんで58杯っすよ。
不思議な男だ。好き放題に生きながら周りの者に憎まれぬ。
は
あ、で、どうだ。やれそうか、あの王。
難しいと言わざるを得ませんな。頭の良いお方とお見受けしました。洞察力と先手を打つ行動力をお持ちです。我々が脅しに屈さぬと見るや、次の手に転ずるあたり、戦上手とも申せましょう。さすがは一国の王といったところでしょうか。手強いですぜ。
いずれ殺すにしても今ではないか。
ま、当分は王陛下の隙を伺いつつ、標準の手で行きましょう。殿下、殿下。
Who the heck?
おう、
無事のご帰還お喜び申し上げます。この軍なるどれほどに心配したことか。ご入場にお出迎えもせず申し訳ございません。
Okay.
何分たった今異国より帰ってまいったものですから。もちろんきったのご生還
Oh,
知っておりましたぞ。おや、こちらのご人は新しい重視殿でございます。
He's like Stan from Monkey
紹介
Island.
いただけますかな。
ラグナルの弟。
I thought so.
グンナルだ。
I know the head.
見知りおけ。
オラフの子アシェラッドと申します。
ほう、なんとも頼もしい風格ですな。グンナルと申す。ところで殿下。
Dead. The answer is he's dead.
かねてよりの計画、目処が立ち申した。ノルマンディー公国です。その件について、兄も交えて後ほど。
ラグナルは死んだ。
は？
私のためにすまぬことをしたな。それから 亡命はせぬ。
殿下、
そなたが諸国を奔走してくれていたことは大義であった。先ほどスベン王には喧嘩を売ってきた。そなたも力を貸せ。
兄者が。
軍なる。そなたの仕事は王の監視と報告。
I don't think he's a good servant for you.
信用できるものを選べ。
殿下、そのよう
Yeah,
な話を
he's just too worried about everything.
構わぬ。むしろこの場は密談に良い。
殿下、お変わりになられた。
変わるさ。すべてを変えてゆかねばならぬ。
あの軍なるってのはいかんな。口ほど殿下への忠心があるとも思えし。
Thoughts the same. He's a turncoat.
おお、予習復習に余念のないことで右腕痛くないのかね。
アシュラット。
あ、
Oh my.
そうか、国に帰るか。
あんたは気にしねえと言ってくれたけど、やっぱ俺たちは裏切り者だし、なんつうかこの先どの面して会えばいいのか。いって
やーい、当たった。
なんか兄者もあんなになっちまったし、ビョルンの傷治るといいな。
あとり、おめえそれでもバイキングかよ。よくもまあこんな真人間が俺の手下になったもんだぜ。ビョルンは長く持たねえよ。傷が腹渡まで達してる。これでも昔からの手下はトルフィンだけってことになるな。再出発にはちょうどいい。
腕は
金だ、持ってけ。
いらねえよ。もらう理由がねえ。
いいから受け取れ。ロギンが多くて困ることはねえだろうが。
すまねえ。じゃあありがたく。あれ、なんだよ。くれんのかくれねえのかどっちだよ。
条件がある。
え、
二度と剣を握るな。おめえには似合わねえ、アトリ。羊を飼い、嫁をもらってガキをこさえてベッドで死ね。これから先おめえを戦場で見かけた時は
Okay.
味方でも切るぞ。
ああ、わかった。
You may leave. And you may kiss the ring.
それ何？これか。これは大切な腕輪だ。
Hmm.
高えよ。負けろ。もっと若い女だ。俺こそ若い女。他にいないのは一品だぞ。
Yeah. I'm not sure who that was, but the scar? Was it Swain? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I've seen that scar before. And it is 1014, so that was in the past, right? Damn. I'm not sure. The problem when you miss to write down the timelines. Okay, number 20. It really is called Crown. Okay. I'm just checking, sorry. Okay, so good episode, no question there. It's interesting to get a little bit of insight into King Swain, because, I mean, he's a major character, right? And we have not seen much about him yet. So he is clever. He has intel. He is good in strategics and tactics. So he this people waiting in the room was on the one hand in case they would attack here, but additionally it was to make a test. Would Canute pull out? And if he would have pulled out, I don't know, maybe he would really have given him this small part of Northumbria or whatever it was, this like a little farm or stuff, so that he lives there and does not interrupt. Sure, this or kill him, as I said, but I think it was more about the question if he changed enough. So he pushed through. He said no, kind of, right? Because Askeladd took over the words. But yeah, I see why King Sweyn is a king. Even though he's tired, and that shows very much to the outside, which I think is a problem for the men following him. You realize when your king is tired. That's something that gets you shaken as well. But still, he has those moments when he burns up again, and does as he did this time. So a very deep thinker there, thinks about what he does. So that's the one thing. Even Canute now said, "I'm not sure if I want to kill him now. It seems like it's not the right time. But I think it may be something happening later. Whatever may be in the end, Canute now is a new major player. When it is for this crown, as the episode was named, the crown. Interesting choice of words that the king put there. The moment I put the crown on, it was no longer very much my choices. The crown only wants two things: more power and use power. And partially I can see that. I mean, it's not like a living being, but once you're the king, once you have the power, everyone else is challenging you for the power. So everything you do is trying to keep the power. It's easier to keep it when you have more power, so he goes for more power. And you have to use it to keep it, right? So you have to intimidate, you have to show force, you have to set up rules in the kingdom and stuff like that. All that is use of power. So I see what he's saying there. But that, in my opinion, that doesn't mean that you cannot, while having the power, do additional stuff. Changing the world like Canute wants to. But even that is by using the power you have now in this moment. But I think it is not only the power of a king. Even as a normal man, you have power, right? You have the power of your arm, the power of your sword, the power of your mind. And that is something you get from yourself very often. The moment you pick up an item that gives you additional power. A sword, right? As example. It's the power of the sword, but it's still in your control. The moment that you have people following you, like Askeladd had, it's the power of this group of people, but they are following you, you are leading them. And the same goes for the king. Yes, it gets more and more to the point where you feel like you're no longer completely in control. I can understand that. This moment when your personal power is way, way lower than the power you control. And that can be something frightening. I do understand that. I think that is something that, when it comes to war, people realized for the first time when they just had to pull a trigger or push a button to kill someone else. This moment when you realize that this power can be used by anyone, and it makes you feel weaker. Because it is no longer about your own ability, it's just about the ability to push a button, right? So I see it in some regards what King Sweyn says here. We got a bit more of the background story about Askeladd. So his mother was sold as a slave. We already knew that, but what we heard now is that he was a forced child. So yeah, in the end, he is a child of rape. I mean, she was a slave to her owner, and he just took the right to take her, which in the end is that. And it made Askeladd angry to hear it. I'm pretty sure he knew that already. I mean, even if she never told him, it makes sense, right? Her being the slave to his father makes it, yes, there's a small chance that he was a child of love, but in a world like that, in a time like that, it's more likely that it was forced. So, but he got angry, which may help him later on when he really means to kill the king. And the king is aware of that. So, once again, talking about the intelligence of King Sweyn. That's that. We have Willibald back, who I really didn't recognize. It was just he had the rope on and the bald head part on his head. So I was like, oh no, another priest, and then it's the same. I didn't see that one coming. We met Gunnar, the brother of Ragnar. Where I agree on with Askeladd that he is someone who is not trustworthy. Very likely to either run away, which at least does not hurt you too much, or even tell on you. He's not someone to push the dagger in your back himself, but he's someone who may cause something like that by telling what you're about to do, because he's in many regards not a very strong person. He's very frightened, I think. He just the way he appeared and he presented himself is to the old version of Canute, you know, like the jolly and hey man, yeah, so cool here, waving hands and smiling and grinning and making himself a clown in many regards. So it felt a bit like he tried to play Canute there, to act as though he is a likable person. Yeah, I'm really, I wouldn't have him on my side. I'm sorry. So I don't know. I think Canute is clever enough to know that. The question is if he feels the bonds from the past to Ragnar, and thus he keeps him. I think it would be a mistake. Canute said, I changed because I must change everything. That makes sense. It reflects on the last episodes, right? We heard that Bjorn is about to die. Sad. I mean, he was a cool character. I really liked him. And we had this very interesting last moment with Atli, was his name? I'm not sure about this. I mean, there was a soft side on Askeladd, right? So when I remember that he said he hates all of them, the Danish, all of his men, and now he gives this golden jewelry to Atli. I think that was not the truth. He does not completely despise them. He had some loyalty there. Atli coming back and saying goodbye, it is a bit of a gesture of very weird kind of friend, right? Or follower there. So he gave him something and took the promise from him never to pick up a sword, which will keep him safe possibly in the future. Those who pick up the swords die by the sword, right? So maybe. I think there's a soft side on Askeladd. We talked about that very often in the past, and you told me in the comments always, Askeladd is a very, very deep character, very many different layers, very complicated but awesome. And so far from what we've seen in the series, he is the main character when it comes to character development and character depth, right? Thorfinn has this development from a child, right? It's a typical storyline of you take an antagonist who is young and you can kind of relate to and feel like it could be you or someone you know, right? And then make this person grow over time, getting stronger and becoming whatever, right? The avatar, the best fighter on the world, the best mage, a king, right? Whatever. And you take this journey with him. This series so far has, however, made this interesting choice of having this character, which you feel for. But the most interesting character from the background and everything so far is Askeladd. No question there. Although I have to say, Canute is really interesting right now as well. We had Floki in the beginning of the episode. I don't know about him. So I think he was sent out to stand against the group appearing. And then he was just, wiped away with words by Canute. That was nice. he realized that there is someone in front of him who's a member of the royal family and who changed enough. I see that maybe Floki would follow him in the future. Just saying. But we know from the past that Floki played his very own games as well by having Askeladd kill Thors. So there was a short moment there where we have more than everyone on set. We had Askeladd there, who knows that Floki paid him to kill Thors. This is an information, if this ever reaches Thorfinn, he will possibly go after Floki as well. Just because, right? But just the fact that Askeladd is still alive is a danger to Floki. Just saying. Because I'm pretty sure he went against the will of the king. For sure he went against the will of the Jom Vikings leader. We know that. So it might be that Floki is trying to kill Askeladd. So we have multiple stabbings going on in the future. We will see. Talking about Canute, he did in a very short amount of time a lot of clever decisions. So he sent out Thorkel together, the leaders of the tribes, of the whatever you want to call them, right? Of the ships, let's say it like that, right? The mercenary leaders and everything. Realizing that Thorkel is someone who's really good at that. I think he wasn't aware of how good he is at that. He learned that later on. But it was the best decision to do. They all respect him, they all like him. And whatever, even if they're enemies, they are like, I would like a drink with him. Because he's, entertaining, a cool guy. He took in Askeladd kind of as an advisor. And seeing what Askeladd is able to in the future and in the past already. And you want to have the wise man by your side who knows about politics and how to play people and everything. That's really good. And having Thorfinn around as messenger, bodyguard, possibly even assassin. Yeah, well, that's another thing. Who, by the way, is the only one who never swore any loyalty to him. So, and he's aware of that. Interesting, very interesting. Yeah, I think, as I said, that's a very, very good episode. I really like it. Interactions are really cool so far. So, on to the next one. As always, if you want to see the next episode already, it's on my Patreon. If you like, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment or a like. So much being said, that's it for today. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.